Hey guys, Dave with Moneyology here. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. Today is January 18, 2020, and these are the charts around the world, Weekend Market Review Edition. Let's take a look at some of the best charts in the particular markets. And first, we'll start with a general review of the various different sectors and asset classes. So starting with the 10-year U.S. Treasury yield, TNX, consolidating right here below the 50 RSI level. This is, by the way, for those of you new to our videos, all from a weekly perspective. So longer term charts, notice we are consolidating right below the 50 RSI level. Momentum is much more important in our analysis than price. And eventually this will break to the upside. I'm very confident of that. These sort of consolidations below major resistance levels are very, very good indicators of the direction of breakout. So I think that eventually we're breaking above that 1.87 moving average right now on the 10-year U.S. Treasury, and we'll have a target to move towards 2.1. That will be very bullish again for the equity markets and bearish for some sectors like fixed income, utilities, and real estate. Dow Jones 2500 looking really strong, closed at all-time highs, 2.02% up on the week. Very, very strong looking performance. Copper is breaking above the 61 level right now. So for the JJC, I think we're headed towards 45.5. I love copper right now. That's a great sector to be in. Speaking of great sectors, emerging markets are really, really strong. This is going to be the major asset class, global asset class for 2020. I think it's going to outperform most equity indices. And our first price target is 49 on the emerging markets. Now, again, this is not to say that we may not have any pullbacks in between. We could do something like this, but I think eventually 49 is where we're headed. Gold had a very strong week, even though it's flat on the week. It's consolidating beautifully right now, right below, right at the 70 RSI level. Even if we do pull back, 1540 is a well-defined risk reward, and I think eventually either we go like this or we go straight up. I think gold is a great asset class to own. Look at PPO right now, very, very beautiful. High yield looking very strong right now, and I see no weakness in high yield. Just the overall economy is looking really strong. Housing index breaking out to multi-year highs, really positive sign right now, having closed the week above the 69 level and above previous highs right over here at 363. Crude oil pulled back some, but it's still above 50 RSI. So if it can hold that level, that would be a net bullish sign. It needs to hold this particular level around 58. I'm watching it very closely to see which way crude is headed. NASDAQ closed the week up 2.3% at all-time highs, looking really, really strong right now. 10-year to 2-year Treasury, this is the yield curve. It's pulled back some a little bit, but I think eventually it does break to the upside. So watching that right now, it's struggling at the underbelly of this trend line. So let's see what happens over the next couple of weeks on the yield curve. Here's the junk bond versus the high quality credit. Still testing the underbelly of that 61 level resistance. Eventually, I think that breaks to the upside. 20-year Treasury to the tips. Right now, it's consolidating right at that 50 RSI level. So I'm watching this closely. Either this breaks lower like this, or it can break out to the upside. So if it breaks out to the upside, that would be bearish for equities. If it breaks lower, bullish for equities. So keep an eye on this particular indicator. We certainly will. Consumer discretionary still in a symmetrical triangle right now versus the staples, but momentum has already broken to the upside. So perhaps it does one of these, but consumer discretionary looks to be in strong position. Russell 2000 breaking out right now. It's testing its previous 2018 highs right now. So if that can break out, that would be a very strong tailwind for the markets. S&P looking strong, up 2% last week. Russell leading the way at 2.5. That's very strong indication that the markets want to move higher when the small caps outperform the large caps. Banking seems to be bouncing and heading back towards that 63.50 level. That's our price target. Semiconductors looking really strong, up almost 3%. Here's the SPY, total stock market index, very bullish territory. I really like how that looks. Dow Transports breaking above the 61 level is a very positive sign for the underlying health of the economy. Guys, everything here is bullish, and there's going to eventually be a time where that's not the case. But right now, I just don't see any reason why you want to be bearish the markets. Here is the USD testing the underbelly of 50 RSI, but I think eventually that there's going to be too much resistance here with the various moving averages and momentum overhead. Developed markets breaking out, about to tag our 45 level highs. So that's going to be an area where we're probably going to start taking some profits, and expecting a pullback. But even a pullback probably takes us to 42 and a half. So the downside is relatively limited if you've got a diversified portfolio. You've got the VIX that pulled back again, down 3.4% last week. So this is one of those where I think it goes like this and then eventually breaks to add some volatility to the market. I would be looking to add some volatility longs right about now. Wilshire 5000 breaking out to the upside breakout here. Very, very bullish sign. And that's it for those particular asset class charts. Let's look at some, I think, 10 of the best performing ETFs in the market, starting with Palladium, up close to 17% this week, guys. I mean, there's not much you can say, but this is an asset class that's been incredible. Looks like a Bitcoin chart, frankly. Eventually, I think this does consolidate back to 183. But maybe it never does. I don't know. I mean, I'm not chasing here. We own a lot of exposure to Palladium, and we were enjoying every part of this ride. Clean energy ETF also looking great. Look, up 7% this week, having broken above 32. We've covered it for quite some time in our premium videos. Look at the volume here. Something's definitely taking place in clean energy that you want to be a part of. Here is China Technology breaking out above 52, that 52 price point. I think it's well on its way towards 66. So really a good area to be in. China Consumer ETF. So Chinese consumer is looking great. Having signed the first stage of the trade deal, this looks like it wants to go much, much higher, breaking out to all-time highs. Here's the China Internet ETF. Still's got some work to do, but I think the immediate upside is around 58, and I think eventually this moves back towards that 66 level. S&P Pharmaceuticals, they haven't performed as well as the overall markets, but they're starting to get some fire underneath it. It's very parabolic move to the upside right now with an initial price target of 49. It's almost there, and then eventually, I think after some consolidation, it's going to break out towards that 61 level. Here's Russia. Russia's looking really, really strong right now, having broken out of various rounded bottom consolidations. And now it's taken off above 41 and a half. This is a great buy with very well defined risk reward areas. Technology is looking very strong. I mean, this is just gorgeous price action above 87.50. The markets are just looking like they don't want to have any negative days, and I know that's going to change, but right now the charts aren't suggesting it. Solar is about to hit our 61.8 target. It's up another 4% following our premium video last week. A lot of names that we've been covering are up 20 to 50% just over the last couple of months alone. I think we're probably going to hit move towards 46 eventually on solar, so still some upside. Lithium, very, very interesting. Lithium broke out above 28 last week, so up close to 9%. So there's some names we've been covering in lithium. There aren't too many publicly traded producers. We'll probably cover a premium lithium review later on in the week with a price target around 40. I mean, lithium is great. Might want to take a look at Plateau Energy on Peru. It's got a very, very strong lithium resource. Could really pop on any positive news tied to political catalysts there. And finally, platinum. Platinum has been in a very messy chart between 100 and 71 over the last 5 years. If you extend this on a monthly basis, there's basically something like this from a monthly perspective. It's finally breaking out. I think platinum is going to be headed towards 113. And there's some great names that you want to invest in platinum. We've covered those in the premium video. If you want to become a premium subscriber, now's your chance, $37 a month. And if you're a serious investor, that's a very small investment toward very strong strong analysis, and I think the analysis that's going to help you become a much better and much more profitable investor in 2020. It's an investment in you. It's an investment in the future, and I'm doing this really at cost after recovering all the development costs and so on. I'm doing this really because I enjoy making these videos and educating the public on what's actually taking place. I wish I had this when I was getting started about 25 years ago. So again, really appreciate your support to all of our premium subscribers. We're eventually going to raise that price from 37 to 50. Probably going to happen in the next couple of months. Our current subscribers will be grandfathered into the current prices, and then once it goes back to $50, we're not going to be dropping them. So again, if you want to get in, appreciate your support, and I know you will be rewarded for your dedication to us and to yourself as an investor. Have a great week, and we appreciate any feedback. Take care.